Okay, so in this video, we're going to be talking about indices once again, but we're going to look at a special case. And this is when we have numbers or expressions to the power of zero. Now, if you've watched any of my videos before, there's a simple thing I can tell you to just memorize, but we're all about actually discovering why this is the case. So we're going to look at a couple of cases in which we investigate how we get the power of zero, or what essentially happens when we do that and what answer we get. Now, we've just dealt with positive integer powers. We also have zero powers as well as negative powers, which negative powers are a little bit out of the scope of this particular course, but for later years, I will definitely be coming back to this idea. Now, let's look at how we actually get this zero power. So let's say I gave you this expression. I gave you y squared divided by y squared. Now, this can also be written out as we have previously with our indices. So we can write this as y squared divided by y squared. Hopefully this should be familiar to everyone by now. These two things are equivalent. They're equivalent statements. So what do we do when we divide some same base, and our powers, well, they're going to subtract. So when we divide same base indices, one power gets subtracted from the other. So here we're going to get left with, well, y squared, or y to the power of 2 minus 2, which can also be given as y to the power of 0. Okay, so we have that there. This is one expression, but let's actually see what we're doing here. Well, we don't know the exact value of y squared, top or bottom, but the one thing we know is that these two expressions are the same value. These are the exact same value because y just represents any number. But this is some number squared divided by that exact same number squared. And what happens when we divide a number by itself? Well, we just get 1. Therefore, we can say that y to the power of 0 in this case equals 1. Now, anytime we get a 0 power, that involves our powers essentially, usually what you'll see is them dividing by one another. And that will always give us 1. So we can come up with a general formula for our powers of 0. Formula. Which is that a, this being any base to the power of 0, equals 1. Now you can try this out with a variety of different terms, and you'll find that this will always reduce to 1. And this idea will become a lot more apparent as well when we work with negative indices as well. You'll see these same patterns coming up. But anytime we get some number to the power of 0, it will always equal 1. I'll see you guys next time.